Betsy DeVos facing some tough questions there. Let's get more from Tetiana Anderson, who's live in Washington. Tetiana, this is a pretty historic vote, isn't it? I mean, the U.S. Vice President having to turn up at the last possible minute to cast this tie-breaking vote to get her through.
Absolutely. This whole thing was historic, basically, because of the way all of this went down. Two Republicans deciding to break ranks, deciding to side with Democrats. That resulted in a 50-50 tie. That is when Mike Pence had to step in and make that tie-breaking vote. And the historian for the Senate actually says that this was the first time in history that a vice president has cast a tie-breaking vote when it comes to a cabinet pick. So there you have it, Malene, the Trump administration continuing to set precedents.
And give us a bit of background to this. Why is she such a divisive figure? We heard in that clip there a little bit about, you know, her experience perhaps being questioned, but is there more to it?
Well, you know, there's a lot more to it. And at this stage of the game, the Democrats are going to decide whether or not they want to put all this divisiveness aside to try to work with Betsy DeVos. But she has been a very polarizing figure, especially for Democrats. And it has to do with her stances on certain issues. She's a proponent of school vouchers. She's a proponent of charter schools. The Trump administration has said that it wants to put forth a $20 billion voucher plan geared towards lower income students. And among the world of educators, all of these things are very concerning because many people see these moves as moves that don't necessarily support the tradition of public education here in the United States. And so that's one thing that Democrats are going to have to get past and see if they can build bridges. Not only that, other interest groups are expressing deep concern. The National Education Association, which is a teachers union, says that it plans to keep a very close eye on Betsy DeVos. During her confirmation process, they built up a list of advocates all across the country, and they say that they will be closely watching her to make sure that she stays in line. And if they feel that she's gotten out of line on a particular issue, they say, Malene, that they are going to sound the alarm. So a lot of work to be done ahead for Betsy DeVos, and we'll see how people come together or not.
Indeed. Okay, Tetiana, good to speak to you. Tetiana Anderson there, our correspondent in Washington.